Welcome back to another episode. In this episode, we're finally painting the engine bay. So stay tuned. So today we are finally painting the bay. We're gonna start off by taping off everything and go on from there. So by the end of this episode, we're gonna have a beautiful finished engine bay. So let's get to it. Alright guys, so I got pretty much everything taped off for the most part. Got my tack cloth right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it a quick rinse so there's no dust while I'm working back and forth, and close those doors because it's pretty windy, and start painting this stuff. And I covered my stuff over here, got my gun, got my air hose, then I got all my stuff right here, clear coat, paint, and fun stuff. Yeah, so let's get this party started. And I haven't painted in almost a year, so it's always a learning curve. Feels like painting for the first time, but yeah, let's hope it turns out great. Alright guys, so I got my gun ready, got the paint mixed, and it's time to spray this thing. I spent 4 or 5 days preparing this thing, so hopefully it turns out good. Otherwise we're just gonna have to deal with it. So let's have some fun. Alright guys, so my camera died. I've been halfway through first layer. I sprayed the first layer, and holy moly, I did not expect it to be this pain in the ass. So far I sprayed it, it's pretty good. I ran into a little issue over here. I had a small reaction where I had to dry it out, sand it out a little bit, and then I had a little drip, or yes, a little drip right here, so I'm waiting for it to dry a little bit more so I can give a little 600 on top of it, and a big drip right there. But the hardest point is like trying to hit all these angles and not overspray on other areas. And so like I didn't expect it to be that difficult to spray something this kind of simple, but so far it looks good. I mean, it's all in one color, it's not like a rainbow. And I got this whole thing painted. Alright, so I got enough paint to spray one more layer, and so the pressure is really there. But I mean, so far it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm happy with it. Like if you look at this, for example, look at that, it's just beautiful. No extra brackets, no holes over there, a bunch of holes over there, but that's a whole different story. And that right there is all gonna be sprayed undercoat, so I don't really care if I get some paint on there. But yeah, so I'm waiting for it to dry up a little bit more, sanding down those little leaking spots and or drips, and get ready to spray the final coat. So this is like 1.5 coats, so some areas it covered good, some didn't cover that good. So for the most part everything's pretty covered, and it's an engine bay, so I'm not too picky about it. I mean, if it was like the actual car itself, then it'd be a whole different story, but I mean, I'm happy with it. And so I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, and then I'm gonna spray the last coat and then get ready for clear coat. Alright, so I just sprayed my last layer, and let's take a look. Definitely felt what people were saying about spraying metallics. I only sprayed one metallic in my life, which was my Mazda, my first video in my channel, and that wasn't that bad, but here I definitely realized what people were talking about. Metallics are a pain in the ass, but luckily it's just the engine bay. It's not that bad, and I mean, it turned out good. It's already late, it's almost 10 p.m. and my compressor's super loud, so I'm gonna leave this be, and I'm gonna come in tomorrow morning and spray the clear coat and let it dry throughout the day, and it should be done. And next week we'll be putting in the new engine, so keep my fingers crossed that my clear coat spraying will turn out great. Hey guys, welcome back. And I'm back. It's the next morning, and the paint has dried, so time to give it its clear coat. That's probably the hardest thing to do. I mean, paint you can just sand and respray it if you have an issue. Clear coat is a whole different story because there's so many angles here that it's a little stressful. For the clear coat, I'll be using Trendstar Euro Classic Clear Coat. It's a European car, so we're gonna spray it with European stuff. It's 2-to-1, and yeah, so I'm gonna mix up a little batch. Give it first layer, I'm gonna give it really tiny light layer, just so it just so it doesn't drip or anything. And I'm just gonna give it little by little because I do not want to have any runs, and I will try my best not to have any runs. So cross my fingers and hope it turns out good. the biggest problem with this is I put about 5 days of work into this bay, and one wrong move, one lone second of holding that gun, you can screw it up, all that work for nothing, and that'll cost you another couple hundred to fix. So let's hope it turns out well, because I do not have any more patience for the bay. I want to put the engine in. I mean, look at this. I can picture the engine sitting right there, and it just starts up and goes. But pictures are just pictures until you make it happen. Anyhow, let's make some clear coat. Alright guys, so I just sprayed my first layer of clear coat, and I just did a really light one, light medium, like that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go I'm gonna let it dry. I mean, I'm gonna give it like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, go have breakfast, because I figured spray a layer, go eat, and then come back and then keep spraying. I'm thinking 2 or 3 coats, depending how the second one goes. But man, this stuff stinks. But anyway, that's the plan, so I'll be back in about 20 minutes, maybe 30. It's pretty cold and wet outside. Alright guys, I am back. I just had my breakfast. It's been about 25 minutes, and let's continue spraying. Spraying another layer. Alright guys, check it out. Look at that beautiful finish. I'm loving. So my biggest things were these two sides, right? And they turned out pretty good. I just finished spraying my last coat, so it looks good. I don't see any runs. That does not mean that this shit's not gonna run. It just means that in the next 30 minutes we'll see if there's gonna be runs or not. But anyhow, I'm done. I like the results. Alright guys, so the paint job is done. Just laying my last layer. I'm gonna let it dry, and we'll be back next episode to take a better look at it. But that is it for this episode. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you let me know down below, and if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe, because we are be back next time. Have a great day.